Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Aditya Iyer. I'm the co-founder of NeoTrader, and really happy and excited once again to do a live market analysis and trading session today with all of you. Okay, I'm coming to you after a couple of days break, and and as always, it is always wonderful to see all of you people being active. Rajesh, Atmarao, Stalin, Vivek. Vetri, Rajesh, Rajpal, Stalin, superb, great to see all of you here. Very good morning to all of you. And as always, we are going to be analyzing the market, analyzing stocks, and doing everything using NeoTrader. And today specifically, I'm going to be focusing on Ichimoku. Okay, so that is great. So let us begin. And we had a really up move. We had a good up move in the market yesterday. And after that up move, the sentiment seems to have changed. A bit of that sentiment seems to have riled up. Yeah, 16200, 16240 was an important resistance zone that the market had to take out, and it looks like it seems to have taken it out yesterday. So the question today is going to be whether the rise is going to sustain, whether we are going to see higher levels, or whether we are going to move down. Looking at the SGX, what I'm seeing first is that we've got a cut on the SGX. So I was just staring at the SGX chart, and it is down about 100 points. So most likely it seems that we are not going to be having a positive opening. We are going to we might have sort of a muted start in the market today. Okay, so that is what the SGX is pointing out to. So it's a very similar situation to Friday to Monday. You know, when Friday to Monday we had that gap up, and at that time the entire positions in the market on Friday, there were a lot of shorts in the market. Okay, and those were the shorts that got covered yesterday. But from Monday to Tuesday, from yesterday to today, there are a lot of longs that were built up. And if we get a weak opening, and we do not and if the market does not move above its open high, then we will end up seeing some long liquidation that happens in the market, and that can put pressure on the market all through the day. So that is something we need to keep our eyes on. But one thing I would like to highlight to all of you are the levels that we are that we are tracking. All of these levels are very much provided for all of you, and these levels we've been sort of tracking, and we've been analyzing for the past few days. We will continue to do that even today. So the first thing that I'll do is I will go to my daily chart, and I will put on the Ichimoku line. So what we've been discussing for the past many days was 15,880 and the 16,000 levels. Okay, I told all of you that the moment the 16,000 we get a higher close and we get a decisive move above 16,000, we will see the Nifty move towards the cloud, and that is exactly what has happened. And the Nifty is gone, and it has touched the cloud now. So the cloud becomes the first target for the Nifty. Now the question is, where do we go from here? Are we going to go higher, or are we going to go lower? Okay, so the higher levels also I have explained to you all in a lot of detail, right? So I always put on the Ichimoku daily chart, and you people are also used to seeing that by now, and I have given you the cloud levels for the Nifty and the Bank Nifty. So the cloud level for the Nifty is 16,900. So 16,500 to 16,900 is where the was the level. Here's the level of the cloud that we will see. But now, okay, now it brings us down to two things: whether or not will we see a trade move up, or are we going to see a sort of sideways move to the top. Okay, if we get a sideways move, if it takes longer, then of course the target zones start coming down. If we want to see the Nifty achieve the upper band of the cloud, what needs to happen is it needs to move up quickly across the next couple of sessions. So unless the Nifty is going to move up quickly today or tomorrow, we may not see it hitting the upper band of the cloud in a hurry. Okay, if it's going to be taking its time, then the target levels get converged below. All right, and on the lower end, okay, I think all of you guys are pretty much, you've been you all have been following my channel, you guys have been following all the levels that I've been giving you guys, so you're pretty like well versed with all the levels on the top. I know what you all want to know and sort of are waiting for me to say is what levels on the bottom. Okay, so firstly let me tell you one thing. There is no bad news as such, fresh bad news as such, that has come in that can take the Nifty lower. So I would attribute the cut on the SGX and I would attribute any sort of lower movement after open today owing to the global markets that fell towards the end of the day. Okay, so it can be like a reaction to that, and all of us know every swiggle that is happening in the US markets, every sort of small noise also that the US market is making, we are seeing a reaction here. It is like one of those guys, I don't know, I was watching this TV interview on one of these news channels where I think a US based economist came and he was talking about the dollar, and he said that the dollar is ours but the problem is yours. Okay, so that is something similar that we are seeing in our market also with the US dollar, with the US market. Every crack, every sort of small like noise there is also creating a reaction here. So that is something that is happening. So if I do have to go down to lower levels, I've been using this 16,170 level for quite some time now. Okay, so 16,170 is going to be the first important zone that we will be needing to track in order to, maintain a bullish bias on the Nifty. So 16,170, that level has helped us in the past as well. So we will use that as the first line of defense. After that, I will come to a more durable support. And I think the most durable support for the Nifty right now is going to be the TS line. Okay, and if I take this particular TS line, it is coming at around let me see here, approximately at around 16050, 16070. So 1650 to 1670 approximately, there is the TS line, and that area is going to be a good support zone, because if I go lower, okay, if I go to a lower time frame, what I find is that this exact zone, okay, let me hide the Ichimoku, will become more clear for you. So that exact zone of 16070 is also a former gap zone. Okay, so clearly on daily the TS line is there, and it's also a former gap zone, so it becomes a price action zone. So that becomes the next area of durable support. So the first area of durable support will be 16,170, and 100 points below that, 16,070 will become the next support. After that, I've shown you that 15,880 level. That 15,880 level has worked like a charm all through. Okay, so we'll see some like role reversal happen now. Earlier it used to be a resistance, and now it is going to become a support for the Nifty. So yes, so purely looking at price action, these are the levels that we will get, and adding an extra layer of Ichimoku also is helping us confirm these levels. So more or less, I think if you guys, should I make it a little more clear for all of you, if you want to see it, let me write here also. ये जो है, ये है 16,070. ओके, तो ये एक लेवल हो गया, ये एक लेवल हो गया, और ये एक लेवल हो गया. Because we're considering where we are trading, I don't see this particular zone come on an intraday basis. This is more like a multi-day stop or a multi-day support for the Nifty. But when we look at intraday levels, I would focus here and I would focus here. Okay, so that is how we will plan our trade on the Nifty today. Alright guys, and when I have so I hope that is something that all of you have taken note of. And if I look at the option data also, I'm getting very similar cues. So one thing that I saw when I was looking at the options data was that I saw a very strong, let us see, let me look at the option data now. Here, let me look at the change in OI, okay. So, the first thing that I saw was that our max pain is at 16,200, okay. And where we are, our level also is very close to that. So that is one thing. And when I look at change in OI, I can see a very strong change in 16,200, okay, and at 16,150, at 16,100, okay. So that has been a very strong put writing at these levels. So the support around here is going to be very high. So unless we see this, so there is a strong possibility that the 16 this yellow line that I've drawn, it is going to hold, okay. And unless this yellow line does not get broken off of 1650, 16070, unless those levels don't go off, until then I don't see any reason for us to have any sort of worry on the upside, okay. Only if this level gets broken, we should start getting worried, because these people, they have collected premiums at 16,200, they have collected premiums at 16,100, okay, at 16,150. That will be good for up until till year, okay. Till year, all of these put sellers are going to be good, okay. The moment this level goes away, that is when these port sellers will start getting a little jittery, and that is when we'll see some issues creeping up with the trend. But until then, we don't need to worry too much, okay. So and if I look at the PCR, okay, when I go here, and I see that the PCR has gone to 1.38, almost 1.4. After a very long time, I'm seeing the PCR go to this particular level, okay. So yes, that is one thing that it really makes a huge difference. Similarly, for the Bank Nifty, the PCR is at 1.2, and if I look at the change in OI, I see that there is a lot of put writing, lot of put writing at 35,000, okay. So if I go now to the Bank Nifty chart, let me go, and I will see that it is we saw a really strong up move in the Bank Nifty yesterday after a very sedate open. So the first hour and a half was pretty sedate, and after that we saw like consistent higher highs and higher candles, okay. So that was one thing that we got on the Bank Nifty. And I have spoken to all of you about the cloud level on the Bank Nifty before, and it is exactly around those levels now. So the first resistance is going to be 35,150. I've spoken about 35,150 also being a important level for the Bank Nifty. It was taken out yesterday, and today the bare minimum it'll have to do is stay above 35,150 in order to sort of retain any sort of bullish bias. And if I go lower, I think I showed you the 35,000 level was where the maximum change in OI was. All of the put writers are at 35,000, and my former price action line is there, and my TS line also is at 34,985. So 34,980, 35,000 becomes a very strong support for the Bank Nifty, okay. And with that, I think the markets have opened. So let us go and check out the chart of the Bank Nifty now. And here I will go down to the 30-minute chart, and I can see that it has opened exactly, it took support exactly at our line, okay, exactly at that perfect वहाँ पे आके open हुआ, और वहाँ से I'm getting a green candle now, and I'm seeing it take support there and try to move higher. Although very early to say anything now, we will give it around 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes for this Nifty and Bank Nifty chart to settle down. But although we've had a gap down open, yeah, we've also had a gap down open, like we are seeing some positive green candle emerge right there. So we are very close to our support. So I told you that 16,170 is going to be the support. We are at 16,228. So we are comfortably above that right now. So unless this particular level, like how I hinted to all of you, until that gets taken out, none of you all really need to worry about the trend. And as we see right now from the opening price movement, it looks like that level is holding. Okay, so anyway, let us wait here and let us give the Nifty some more time, and let me go to the Bank Nifty and see what is happening on the intraday chart using the CPR. And it is exactly inside the CPR, the Bank Nifty. And if I go to the Nifty, what do I see? I see even the Nifty is inside the CPR. Okay, so we will have to wait for some action to emerge over here. Okay, so yes, and so let me, the next thing that we always do is we go to the dashboard, and from the dashboard is where we sort of analyze the market. And since the market has opened, what I will do now is I will change this to open from close. And when I change this to open, what I see is, okay, I can't see anything in dark green. I don't see anything in dark red. Okay, the top loser, in fact, it's Shriram Transport Finance. Okay, so you guys would have seen that SR Trans was amongst the top moving stocks of yesterday. So because we got like a 6% up move in the stock yesterday, we are seeing some bit of profit booking emerge here. So maybe that is the reason why SR Trans, IEX, another stocks, IEX also posted very good results, and on the back of those results we saw the stock move up, and again we are seeing some bit of profit booking emerge in IEX as well. So yes, IEX is the next stock. NBCC, Bharti Airtel. So Bharti Airtel, Reliance, Idea, all of these telecom stocks were in the news because of so that was something that we need to keep in mind. Hindustan Unilever is down here. Please note that today Hindustan Unilever is about to announce its quarterly numbers. So that is something that's going to be that the market is going to pay attention to also on Hindustan Unilever's numbers. And along with that, I also see that Polycab is here, and we will be seeing results of Polycab also today. So Polycab, another stock to be kept in mind along with HDFC Life. So one thing we need to remember, guys, is that today is going to be a very result heavy day. So the I was just checking out the result calendar, and it was huge. The number of stocks that are showing results today are like a lot. Okay, so like Polycab is one, and Hindustan Unilever is one, HDFC Life is there. Here, see here, like here we go. Look at this. So from of course the biggie is going to be HUL. The market would want to see what is happening in HUL. Of course, HDFC Life also expected to deliver positive results, but overall this insurance pack and HDFC Life has been underperforming the market for a while. Okay, so I would be really interested to see what once the results of HDFC Life is out, how that pans out for the trend, because the entire space has been underperforming, and this stock in specifically also has been underperforming the Nifty and the broader market as well. Ambuja Cements, so ACC sometime back released its results, and ACC really got whacked in terms of its margins. Okay, the EBITDA margins saw a deep cut owing to higher costs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in Ambuja Cements as well. I don't think anything materially different should happen, but you never know. Results can always surprise. Here we have ICICI Lombard also. It is interesting that two insurance companies are going to be releasing their results today. So that'll be something good for us to see. AU Small Finance Bank. So AU Bank has been like a, pretty much bucking the trend in the Bank Nifty. It was like totally moving the other way, and like especially when Bank Nifty moves one way, this stock moves the other way. So let's see what happens once the results comes. Polycab, now Polycab has shown a pretty deep correction across the past couple of months. but although fundamentally very good company, will be interesting to see what happens after the results come out and whether the results are going to act as a cushion for the trend in this particular stock. So yes, Polycab is one of the stocks that I want to see, and Polycab was one of the stocks in potential reversal also. So if you people who are following NeoTrader, you would know about this thing called potential reversal over here. And if I go to potential reversal, I found some interesting stocks over there, and Polycab happened to be one of them. And Polycab also is sort of announcing its results today. So here we have Polycab, here we have Delta Corp, Deepak and Berger. Okay, Deepak Nitrate. So Polycab potential reversal candidate, result due. So we have to go and have a look at this chart. First thing we will see when we see potential reversal, go and see whether we got follow through. And so far we have not gotten follow through on the stock. So let me go and let me check out the chart of Polycab first. Okay. From all our result name, this one is looking the most interesting. Also right now it is trading at that zone where at the no trading zone approximately inside the CPR between R1 and S1. But so we might have to wait for some action to emerge here. But honestly, when I go to the daily chart, I see a sort of different picture on it. If I go to my Ichimoku, I find that it has been on a downtrend. It's a stock that's trying to rally. Okay, it's trying to rally, trying to get out of its bottom, but couple of times faced resistance. This time around we have a very strong trigger in terms of the results. Okay, if that, like, whether or not that trigger is going to hold, we will come to know today and tomorrow. So definitely Polycab is something that we need to keep in mind. Okay, another stock where talking about results, I saw that LTTS, okay, L&T Technologies, reported some decent set of numbers, and I have explained this to all of you guys even earlier. All these stocks that are reporting good numbers need to be tracked. Okay, you guys need to track all of these stocks, and especially when I go to the daily chart now, I saw that LTTS was in a major downtrend. What I have drawn here is this Ichimoku cloud, okay, and here I have my TS and KS lines, and I'm seeing that it is after the entire fall here. See, ये पूरा का पूरा fall के बाद, okay, over here it actually stopped falling, and after it stopped falling here, it is making an attempt to break out of its TS and KS line like we are seeing here. And the fact that it is closed above that can give room for the stock to go all the way till its cloud. Okay, so considering this, I told all of you that today is going to be like an Ichimoku special, so I'm going to try and use a lot of Ichimoku to sort of analyze today, mainly to give you guys a new flavor. So when we use Ichimoku, we have our TS and KS lines, which are our short-term trackers, and we have the cloud which tracks the longer term trend. It seems to be out of its short term resistance, so it can go all the way up to the cloud, which can be its longer term resistance, right? So but this move, okay, although it looks small, from an intraday multi-day perspective, it can end up giving us some good trades. So that is why we need to pay attention to this stock. Okay, if I go to the stock analyzer page of LTTS, what I see in that, let me go and let me check it out. Let me write LTTS here and I will say go. Okay, so it is as I told you, it is a reversal candidate, so I may not see the momentum dials move up very soon. But what really sort of takes my fancy is that it has a bull score of 84 and it is between P to R1. Okay, 3185 के आसपास है, and it is sort of moved up from P to R1, and 3196 is the R1 level for the stock. So if I go here to the chart, I'm seeing that I'm going to be getting a I'm already sort of getting a breakout in this particular stock. Okay, so LTTS is something I analyzed the daily chart. I'm now analyzing the intraday chart and looking at both. It seems to be it is looking to me that LTTS can be one of those stocks that can give me a breakout on intraday. Okay, so that is one stock that all of you can track, that is LTTS. And LTTS need not only be like an intraday trade. Like I showed you the daily chart of LTTS. Okay, thus move the headroom that we have can be like a multi-day trade as well. Okay, we can have like a 3 4 5 day movement in the stock. So if it sort of closes well today, if it moves above well today, we can also look to carry forward this trade across the next few days, because people are asking me that whether, you know, should we only be taking intraday trades. No, you can do multi-day also, positional also. For the past 10-15 days, I have been focusing more on intraday because the market overall gap up, gap down, gap up, gap down was not very we were getting opportunities only there. But now we can start looking at taking multi-day trades. We can start looking at taking positional trades as well. So please, all of you here who have come in, please track LTTS. All of you like Ganesh, Arjun Patel, Shankar, Rajesh, Rajiv Agnihotri. Good to see Rajiv here. I was in Delhi for the past couple of days. We were doing a training program in Delhi, and that is why I was like you didn't see me live for some days. But when I was in Delhi, I got a chance. Like Rajiv was there in our program, and I was really happy to meet him face to face, and it was a good. And along with like Rajiv, I got to meet some more people also from our neo trader community. So it was a great time to meet all of you guys. Yeah. So yes, and it is good to see all of you being active as well. Okay. So that was LTTS. So I want you guys to keep tracking LTTS because, okay, let me go. I've been talking about some reversal trades in IT for a while now. Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was talking about that. And when I had a look at the IT index, what I can see on the IT index is exactly that. We saw it coming, we saw it falling down, huge sell-off on the IT index. And if I go to the weekly, what I see that it has come. Okay, let me first hide the Ichimoku and let me show you what I have done over here. I have drawn a retracement, okay, of the entire move from March 20 onwards, and I saw that it is coming down close to its 50% level. And when I look towards the left of the chart, I try to find some demand zones. I try to find some like value areas and area of supports, price action zones, and I can see that over here we had this small price action zone over here, and if I extend it out, it is exactly there where it has gone, taken support and moved up. So people who have done 7 steps would be familiar with the atom strategy. So this the IT index has actually come and given a buy based on that atom strategy, because it is rested in supports and it is sort of moving. So if the IT index is moving, we can look for some reversal in some of the IT stocks as well. And I've already done a lot of analysis on IT stocks, and I've told you that Infi looks better than the others on the chart. Results are pending though, but Infi looks better than the others. We even did a pair trade where we went long Infi and short TCS. That pair trade also did very well for us. We got 4% in a matter of 5 days. Pair trade में उतना normally नहीं मिलता है. The fact that we got 4% in that trade is also like a pretty big deal. So yeah, so IT is moving, and since IT is moving, I see that Ganesh has written book profit in info at superb. So he's already gotten into these IT stocks, and he says that would be happy to see you soon in Chennai. Yes, like why not? Like very soon. Yeah, we earlier we used to do a lot of training programs in Chennai as well. So we will start that once again. And when I'm in Chennai, definitely I will give all of you people a heads up and we will meet, and we can have this discussion in person. But let me have a look at Naukri now. Okay, again, so like what we saw on the weekly chart of the Nifty IT index, we can see that happening over here in Naukri as well, although Naukri seems to be giving a far better recovery from the bottom than the IT index itself. So let me go now to the daily chart, and let me go back to Ichimoku now. I'm seeing it is almost on the verge of breaking out of the cloud. Okay, so ye dekho here, this is our cloud, and here I have Naukri attempting to break out of the cloud. Okay, so that is something that we can see in Naukri. And if I go to the intraday chart, I can see here we are at R3. तो अभी आप लोग को क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? एक तो Naukri is exactly at the cloud. It is exactly here at R3. So what will you people do now? अभी यहाँ पे will you initiate a trade in Naukri here, or you will wait? Please tell me on the chat. All of you guys who are here, please tell me on the chat whether you are going to initiate a trade in Naukri now, or you are going to wait. Tell me that. Okay. Let me go and let me type Naukri here, and let me hit go, and let me see what do we get. Okay, intraday clearly strong buy, almost at R3 level. Ichimoku bull score 77, which is good. Okay, and but the only question we need to ask is, it is at R3. Okay, and on the daily chart, it is exactly on the top end of the cloud. Will you buy here or will you wait? Please tell me that. And if you buy, at what weight? If we get a breakout here, we will see the price move above the cloud as well on daily. We'll see the price move above R3 also on intraday level. Okay, yeah, so it'll be like a double breakout if that happens. Okay, Mithul says he will wait for R3 breakout to sustain. Okay, that is what Mithul says. What about all of you others here? Okay, like Ganesh says, we will wait for 2 candles for re-entry. Like not a bad plan. 2 candles for re-entry is a good plan. Remember one thing, guys, we will actually get a double breakout if it happens here. So we need to keep in mind, and it is also tying in with the theme that we discussed. We discussed that the IT sector, the reversal in IT sector, reversal in IT stocks, that is part of our theme. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. Okay, so yes, I will invite Bharat Kumar will wait, J Kumar Menon also will wait. Super, good. I am happy to see this now. That is one thing. Abhi na ye, like aap log sab, all the people who are coming here, I'll tell you what. Okay, some of you were already pretty much experts, but some of you people who are new, who did not know about all of these things, I'm seeing that you people have learned like one thing. Okay, you have learned how to avoid those wrong entries at least. ये तो आप लोग सब सीख गए, because I'm seeing for many days that whenever I'm asking you, I'm seeing that this is come in many of you, that you are now waiting for the right level to come before entering. Okay, you are not jumping into trades. All of these small changes have come into many of our neo traders who are logging in to this particular live stream, which is a good thing. वो बहुत अच्छा है. Okay, see now Bharat Kumar also says wait for a breakout and could be a multi-day trade if it sustains a breakout. Yes, why not? See, whether or not it is going to be a multi-day trade or BTSC trade, we will not decide right now while taking the trade. We will see how it closes, how it performs in the end of the day. उसके बेसिस पे हम वो डिसीजन ले सकते हैं whether or not we want to carry this on or no. इस पे I think last to last Friday, when like Raja had come, we did this full day session, Friday finale. The second half of the day when Raja had come, he had done this exercise very well, where he reviewed all the stocks that came in the day, and he said how you can decide whether or not you want to take it forward or no. Okay, so all of these things he had done. So if you have free time, go and watch that video later. All right. So here we're getting our second red candle in Naukri, so we may have to wait for that too. So let me now go to my Ichimoku page and let me see what I can get from Ichimoku. I'm going to start directly from weekly first. Okay. Okay, I'll keep daily and weekly both on. Or okay, chalo, first I'll start only from weekly. And I want to see Kumo twist. Now, what is Kumo twist? I want to see those stocks. See, it is future cloud, a twist in the future cloud. Like for example, here we are seeing Info Edge, we are getting a Kumo twist where the cloud from being red is becoming green in the future. So exactly where the twist happens, like exactly over here, if you can sort of catch the stock exactly here, you sometimes end up getting good movements. Like for example, if I see when the twist happened was on 20 year, exactly here, okay, and you can see that exactly here, while the twist happened, we saw an up move and we saw an other following green candle. So in many stock, what happens is, if you sort of catch the stock at the time of the Kumo twist, it is sort of a start of a new move. So sometimes you are able to catch some good stocks, like Naukri was one example of that. So you can do that on the daily chart and you can do that on the weekly chart also. And especially on the weekly chart, if you can identify a particular twist happening on the weekly chart, it can be like a more sustained move as well. Okay, so that is something that that is one tip that you all can keep in mind while doing your analysis. So fortunately for all of us neo traders here, we have already done that inside of the Ichimoku dashboard of neo trader, where you have this particular thing called Kumo twist bullish and Kumo twist bearish. Okay, so so what this will do, it will go and it will, ये जो universe यहाँ पे है, the universe here is Nifty FNO universe. Okay, it'll scan the entire Nifty FNO universe and it will automatically identify those stocks that is giving you that particular Kumo twist. And trust me, in the whole of India, you go and search, you will not find a single software that gives you this. You know why? Because it is very, very difficult to actually define that. To actually define that, write the parameters of that and test it is very difficult. We've spent many years doing that here in Neo Trader, and all of and Dr. C.K. Narayan himself has been like using that for many years. That is why you will see that we were able to successfully define that and we were able to successfully code that and provide it here in Neo Trader. So all of you people who are Neo Traders, please make full use of this. And when I choose Kumo twist bullish on weekly, I get this one stock, that is Federal Bank. Okay, so Federal Bank is the one stock that I'm getting. So let me go and let me check out the chart of Federal Bank. Let's go here and let me see Federal Bank. So what I'm discussing right now is not an intraday trade, can be an intraday trade, but is going to be more of a multi-day or positional trade. Okay, because if I see here, so what Neo Trader has identified, it has identified the stock for me on the weekly time frame. So if I'm looking at stocks on the weekly chart, it may be for a it may be those stocks that we would want to carry for a few days. And if you sort of, for you people who are familiar with trading, right, you will know that this stock Federal Bank is maybe not an intraday trading stock. It is more of a multi-day positional sort of stock. Okay, not really so much of an intraday stock, although आज उसने movement हमको दे दिया तीन इसमें all okay. Here we've got like a 1% up move in the stock, but the way I'm looking at it is I'm looking at it from a positional perspective. And the moment I look at it from a positional perspective, what I find is that the weekly में twist has just happened here. Okay, so we can keep this thing in mind. If I come and have a look at the weekly chart, what do I see? I see that it has been in a pretty good uptrend that has carried the stock, making higher highs 1, 2, 3, 4 for consecutively for 5 weeks. We are seeing the stock make some higher highs. Okay, that is what is happening, has been happening on the stock now. And where it is currently, it is above the KS line, TS line, cloud. It's above all of that. All of that has happened. And if I have a look at the Chiku span, the Chiku span is stuck inside the price. But if I sort of get a slight movement upward from here, I will see that the Chiku span may also become free, and we might get a rank 1 on this really soon. Okay. So yes, the weekly picture, the higher time frame picture for Federal Bank looks really positive from what I see. Yeah. Let me now go to the daily chart, and the daily chart, I already see that it has become a buy on the daily chart. Everything is free almost. Like the CS line also is out of the cloud, out of the price. It is above its TS and KS lines as well, and here it is sort of showing me a green candle as well. So the nearest support that is there is going to be 99.4, which will be the TS line. But I can always go to my stock analyzer page and check it out and see that what happens. So let me go and see here, and let me write Federal Bank, and let me hit go, and let me go to multi-day. And when I go to multi-day, I find that this is in buy. Ichimoku bull score 84, candlestick score 33, pivot range R2 to R3. Okay, and if I go the current price of 102, my R3 is 103.5, so it's almost there. We are almost on the verge of a multi-day R3 breakout also on this stock. Okay, and it does not needless to say that all our technical indicators are also in the positive. ADX is supporting us. If I look at this, PDI is higher than the MDI, so that is also supporting us. MACD also in the positive in our favor. RSI 71 in our favor. ATR of 2.83. Okay, so almost all the key technical indicators that we want to look are more or less in our favor for Federal Bank. We have this we have like 2 long trades also being generated here, so those are also active. Those signals also are active. So yes, we are sort of getting a green signal for Federal Bank for sure. Okay, now let me come to my next point. Okay, so we have already seen that we are getting a green signal in this. How far can it go, and how do we go out there and project our targets? Okay, so there are multiple ways in which you can go and you can find your targets, but I'm going to go and I'm going to show you the easiest way for you to do it. Okay, so here we are on weekly, so we can see that it is in between a range. Movement upwards will also take us out of that range, so that is a third point that we can see. But the decision that we want to take now is going to be on the targets and stop losses. Okay, so let us go first. So stop loss का tension है नहीं आपको. नीचे में we have a lot of these Ichimoku lines that can act as our stop loss, and if I go here on if I go to my stock analyzer, I have all of these here, 98.5, 93.6. all of these stocks are, all of this can act as my stop loss. Okay, so we don't have any problem of stop loss in this particular stock. But what I think you guys would want to know is where we can book the target in Fed Bank. So if I go, that is simple. I'll just go to technical indicator view and I will go to ATR. I will change this to week, yeah, and I will go to dashboard and levels, and I will write here Federal Bank. And what do I see? I see two things. Okay, the first thing that I see is that the ATR is 6.2, and the second thing that the ATR raw stochastic ATR RS is only 24. So the ATR RS, it ranges from like 1 to 100. Okay, it ranges from 1 to 100, and it is currently at 24. Okay, so it is indicative of the fact that there is a lot of headroom left for the ATR. So that is that is also a good sign for all of you people who want to know more and read more and understand more about ATR RS. What you can do is go and click on this particular PDF document here, and in this PDF document we have sort of mentioned all of this in great detail, so you can go and read that. But for the people here, what we can see is that 6.2 is going to be our ATR. So the first target is can be 6 rupees above this. So the first 6 rupees above 102.35 will be 6.2 rupees will get us close to 109. Okay, so at say 109 we can get our first target. So let me draw a horizontal line over there, and we'll be able to understand. And in the meantime, guys, all of you people who are here, please go and like this particular video, everyone. एक साथ अभी सब लोग जाके like button दबाओ, तो ही मैं इसका target आपको दिखाने वाला हूँ. Okay, if you don't hit the like button, I will not show you the target. Only stop loss you will get. Okay, see one thing. See, it does not matter, whether or not you can do all this analysis by yourself or no. I'm showing it to you so that you can learn. But the important thing was that you got the stock ready-made here already, so you don't need to worry so much. So I know that some of you guys get worried looking at this Ichimoku on the chart कि यार ये सब मैं कैसे करूँगा. आप अगर नहीं भी करोगे ना, तो आपको देखो ये स्टॉक का नाम यहाँ पे मिल गया. Okay, like why am I spending so much time on all of this? Because I'm trying to explain to you the the back end working and the nuances of how it looks on the chart, so that आप लोग को भी थोड़ा और आइडिया आएगा, आप लोग को भी थोड़ा और like मजा आएगा उसमें. Okay, so that is the whole idea. So yes, so like what we saw, let me recap that a bit now. First we were looking for Kumo ट्वेस्ट, वो अपने को इचिमोकू पेज में मिल गया और हमने फेडरल बैंक वीकली चार्ट में आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया. वी ऑल्सो आइडेंटिफाइड दैट बेस्ड ऑन इचिमोकू इट इज पॉजिटिव इन इन ऑल द पैरामीटर. स्कोर भी उसका हाई है, मोमेंटम डायल भी उसका इस पे है, लाइक बाई में है. तो नाउ और अपने को स्टॉप लॉस मिल गया यहाँ पे. नीचे के सारे जो लाइन है विच यू विल गेट ओवर ईयर, हाँ आप लोग को मिल गया वो सारी लाइन्स as your stop loss. Now we are seeing target. For that we are using ATR, and I know that 6.2 is my ATR, and ATR RS is only at 24. Suppose ATR RS was 80 or 90 or 100 के आसपास, we would have been a little cautious about this. But because it is only 24, it is at a point where I can say that this new move, this new range, the expansion of the new range is starting off. So I can say that minimum to one ATR तो we can do. And what do I mean by one ATR? So ATR is average true range. It is like a absolute figure, like 6.2 rupees. Okay, so when we use ATR as target, what we can do is, suppose ये हम अगर उस पे एंट्री आज ले रहे हैं, ठीक है, 102 में अभी हम इस पे एंट्री ले रहे हैं, तो इसके 102.4 plus 6.2 will get us to 108.5 109 रुपीज के आसपास ये आएगा. ओके, 109. सो आवर फर्स्ट टारगेट वी विल पुट ओवर हियर एट 109. सो दैट विल बी आवर फर्स्ट टारगेट. ओके, नेक्स्ट व्हाट वी कैन डू इज, वी डोंट, बिकॉज उसका रेंज इज स्मॉल, ओके, लाइक राइट नाउ उसका ATR RS वैल्यू ऑल्सो इज लो, एंड ऑल अदर पैरामीटर्स आर शोइंग बुलिश. हाँ, ये स्टॉक का रिजल्ट भी अच्छा है. If you go and check the results of the stock, the reason why the stock moved up was because of its quarterly numbers. And although there was high expectations baked into the quarterly results, the numbers that came have actually surprised the street. Okay, so we've got a positive surprise in terms of the results as well. So that is another trigger for Federal Bank. So considering all of this, it need not show only one ATR. It can show 2 times ATR also. So how do we calculate 2 times of ATR? So simple. ये जो है अपना number of ATR. This is 6.2. 6.2. Let me show it here. So 6.2 is equal to is 1. 2 times ATR is what? 2x ATR will be 6.2 into 2. What is 6.2 into 2? 12.4. So 12.4 will be 2 times ATR. And if we take 3 times ATR, it will be more than that. 4 times ATR, 5 times ATR, all of that you can do. Okay. So now, considering all the bullish, precedents that we identified, 2-time ATR move is also something that we can aim for. So the current price right now is 102.9. So let me say 103, and if I use 2 times ATR, it will be 103 plus 12, that is 115.4. So approximately it'll come to 116. So like 103 will be entry. Okay, T1 can be 109 and T2 can be around 116. So this can be your targets for the entire move in Federal Bank. And if I have to look at stop loss, okay, how will I go and identify my stop loss? I'll just go to stock analyzer page. From from intraday, I can change it to multi-day or positional. I can write Federal Bank here, and over here I have my stop loss levels that I have over here. So I have this, and I have these two zones here as my stop loss points. Okay, so abhi like what I showed you was that without having to even look at the chart, or without even having to be an expert in technical analysis. Okay, I showed you a lot of technical analysis because I wanted you guys to see, also to see and understand all of that. But even without doing all of that, only by using the stock analyzer page, using the ATR page, and using the Ichimoku page, you can identify a breakout and a positional trade in a stock like Federal Bank that you are seeing right now. Okay, so that is okay. So I've done a very detailed analysis now on Federal Bank. What I want you guys to do is actually decide whether you want to take the trade or no. And if you are taking the trade, we will want to keep tracking this every day. Okay, so that is something we'll do. And now let us come back to our intraday trades. Now in the morning, what I discussed was LTTS, and we did a pretty detailed analysis on why we need to look at LTTS as well. And let us go back, and when I go back to LTTS, what do I see? Let me see here what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that I'm getting like a level 1 trade. It is getting ready to give me a level 1 CPR trade. Okay, now all the way back we are at intraday now, and we are getting an intraday level 1 trade in LTTS. If LTTS is sort of giving a very good closing today, yeah, and if it performs well during the day, we can also look to carry forward the trade in LTTS as a multi-day trade. Okay, so that is something that we have to do, and we might, okay, so I hope you can keep that thing in mind. Now, Arjun Patel has written LTTS is running very fast here. You can see you can see what is happening. Arjun Patel says, I book profit on sale based on Dawn strategy. Superb, Arjun. That is great. It is great to see that you are able to book profit in sale. Superb. So if I go, okay, so आप लोग को how did all of you people like this particular analysis that we did in Federal Bank? Like, ladies and gentlemen, how did you like it? Do you think it is something that y'all can like y'all can do easily? Huh? Is it something that y'all can repeat? Something that was interesting for you? Yeah. And if is it something that you liked? If it was something that you liked and something that you appreciate, what we can do is we can do more of such multi-day positional items. We can do more of that in our live sessions, right? If you did not like, if you say you don't want to do such type of analysis, you don't want me to do such type of analysis, say no, don't do any don't show us any multi-day positional trades, we will focus only on intraday. You can say that. Yeah, like if you guys want, we can sort of we can try and identify more and more of such trades in our live sessions. You can see, because we're trading in the live market does not mean that we only need to focus on intraday. There are plenty of tools inside NeoTrader that I can show you that can help you get multi-day and positional trades as well. Like, this was one of them, and like this we can discuss many of them. Okay, so that was our analysis on Federal Bank. Yeah. Dinmani says, really good analysis, very helpful in learning multi-day positional trade. Superb. Dinesh says, awesome analysis. Thank you everyone. That is great. And what I want you people to do now is, I want all of you to sort of, if you want, maybe go back and watch this video again. And I want all of you guys to go and repeat this whole process on your own now. Okay, you will be able to find like some more stocks. All right. Okay. So with that, let us go back and see what is happening on the market now. Let me go and let me change this to Nifty 50, and let's see what happens when I change it to Nifty 50. Yeah. I find Tata Steel and M&M on top, Ultrasem on top, iSure. Okay, so Bajaj, Maruti. Okay, so we've been talking about how the auto sector has been doing very well, and whenever we get dips in auto sector stocks, it makes sense to look at them. And yesterday they were down, but all of these guys are back today. That was what will happen when there is very strong, when there is very a strong trend in the whole sector. All the stocks in that sector will show a movement. At least the leading stocks of the sector will definitely will. Okay, here I am having Dr. Reddy also on the positive. I have ONGC also here on the positive. Okay, but yeah, apart from auto stocks, there is Tata Steel, that is the top gainer. Ultrasem is here, Apollo Hospitals, Adani Ports. But yeah, okay, so nothing really screaming out. Okay, if I go to the downside, there is Nestle, there is Tata Consumer, there is HDFC Life continuing to fall. Yeah, it is continuing to fall, so that is another thing. Hindustan Unilever also down, ITC also down, Titan also down. So maybe we are seeing a sort of pullback on the FMCG pack, on the consumer names, because I see Britannia also here. So yeah, so maybe some sort of slowdown in the consumer names today, in today's trade, and the auto names are clearly moving up. Okay, and we have next is we have IT. Amongst IT, what we sort of decided was LTTS, and let us go back to see what is happening on LTTS. The chart is still open here, and I'm seeing that Suresh has already made 32,500 profit in LTTS. Superb Suresh. I'm really happy for you. Yeah. So I'm really happy for you, and that is awesome that you are able to book profits in LTTS. Atmanam is asking for intraday. Do we see 5-minute chart or 15-minute chart? You can see you can see both 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Doesn't really matter. It depends on like what your more comfortable with. Remember one thing, like ye maine I don't know, I had posted this thing on Twitter a couple of days back. I think it'll be interesting for all of you guys who are here. Okay, you should go and read that particular tweet. That tweet was from a seminar that our founder Dr. C.K. Narayan was giving over the weekend. So we had done a training program for the Treasury Department of one of the largest banks of India. So here we are. Okay, this is the pics of that event that we've put on Twitter. You all can go and see. See, here there's me. Here is our founder Dr. C.K. Narayan, and these are all the like the high-ranking officials of a bank. And we had done an entire program for their treasury department, for all of their dealers, their traders, on how they can use technical analysis better. And over there, I think sir had made a statement which I had put on Twitter, and here it is. Yeah, this is the one. Read this. All of you guys read this. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so that it becomes more easy for you guys to see. And this is exactly what you need to be reading. So what does it say? The lower the time frame you use in a chart, the more skilled you need to be as a technical analyst. Okay, so the whole premise on which this thing was tweeted and what sir was explaining was that if the lower and lower you go, like from weekly you come to daily, from daily you come to the 60, from 60 you come to 30, from 30 you come to 15 or 5, the more noise and the more and the more information you need to process. So your mind needs to be that much sharper and that much more experienced in this in chart reading to sort of process and massage all of that information. So only go down to very, very, very low time frames when you are when you become more skilled in the usage of technical analysis, more skilled in the usage of charts. Until then, it makes more sense for most of you to look at higher time frames. Okay, so that was the whole idea, and that was the sort of premise on which this was tweeted. I put a lot of stuff on Twitter, so if you guys, you can just search for me. This is my profile, and that is my ID @Aditya Iyer 891, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. You will automatically get all of these tweets. Do we buy pharma stocks now? Okay, so let us go and first look at the pharma sector. Okay, what do I see on the CNX pharma sector? I see that the like when I look at the pharma, let me go to daily. Okay, I find that the pharma sector was a sector that was underperforming the market. Okay, it was pretty much underperforming the market for a while until it made a low at around 11,800 levels, and it has been reversing. Ever since it has reversed, it has moved above its short-term trackers, the TS and KS line. It has gotten into the cloud, and it seems like it is set to hit the top end of the cloud, which is at around 13,000. So at around 13,000 levels, we will end up seeing some resistance in the index, pharma index. Okay, so that is what will happen over there in the pharma index. We will see some resistance come at 13,000, although there is some headroom, and there is some bit of leeway left for it to move until 13,000. So what we can do is we can go now to our sector and start checking out the outperformance in the pharma names and try and identify what are those stocks that are the best performing stocks. So let me put this in quarter, and I want to see this from quarterly perspective, because the question was asked is whether it is a good time to buy pharma stocks now. Okay, so we will have to see like a more sort of um, we a more, like, how do I say it, a more longer term view compared to what we are used to. So like if I see that now from a quarterly perspective, all the pharma stocks now have moved to positive. Almost all of these guys, all the small cap, mid cap names are also here. Almost all of them have moved in the positive. So that has one thing, that the reversal has sort of got it out of the bottom. Okay. Next, let me go see it from a monthly perspective. When I shifted to a monthly perspective, I see that Sequent, Ipca Labs, and Granules are the top three stocks. Okay, so clearly I have my top three names in pharma now: Sequent Scientific, Ipca Labs, and Granules India. So ये तीन stock I will keep in my radar. Okay, then from month I will go to week and see what is happening in week. When I go to week, I find that Ipca and Alchem have also come up. Okay, that is PEL, that is Oro Pharma, that is Biocon, Apollo Hospital. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, I don't see too many names show up. I find Ipca and I find Alchem. So these are the only, and it's only the second day of the week. So I will stick to quarterly and monthly for now, because we don't have too much data of this particular week. And when I look at both quarterly and monthly, I find Sequent, Ipca, and Granules as the top three names. So these should be your top three picks on the pharma sector. All the analysis that we are going to do are going to be in all of these stocks, these three stocks. So what we can do now is we can sort of drill down on the other pages of NeoTrader to sort of identify on. We can also go and check out the charts of these three stocks to see if they are giving us any good buy signal. Okay, so that is what that is a simple process that you can follow for pharma stocks. Yeah, and that is something that you can do, Suresh. So you can follow that. I can see Anant Gokhale has said he's booked profits in Lal Path Labs. So good job, Anant Gokhale. Achieve your dream is saying Maruti. Yeah, and okay, so yeah, let us now go back to seeing what is happening on our intraday charts. And I will of course go and change this to open now, and I would want to see, I can see now that from open there is a slight bullish tinge coming into the market now. 11 stocks have moved to the dark green area. If I do the same for the Nifty 50, I see that there is the top three gainers are Tata Steel, Eicher Motors, M&M, Cipla, Axis Bank, Adani Ports, Bajaj Auto, Ultrasem, Colite. Okay, all of these stocks are here on the top. I can see like Maruti is over here, 0.83%. Okay, so it is not a leader right now. M&M and Eicher are the leaders, and no, but Maruti is here. So I think it'll make sense for us to go and check out the intraday charts of our auto names. And let me go and let me sort of look at our CPR page. Okay, we can use our CPR page to go and analyze the the stocks for intraday. So what we want to see is, we want to see a level 1 trade, and we also want to go and check out what is in wide and narrow. So the first thing I'm going to see is, I'm going to go and see what is on CPR narrow over here. And when I look at CPR narrow, these are all of those stocks where the range has become narrow and there can be an existence of a trend. Okay, so I have TVS Motor over here, and I have any other stock that we have been looking at on the narrow list? No, not yet. Let me go down. And in the bearish list also, there is Ambuja, ITC, HDFC Life. So all our result names are in the in the negative perhaps. Okay. Okay, so when I come into level 1, I find that there was Bajaj Auto over here. Okay, after Bajaj Auto I saw Escorts was here. All three green dots. Siemens is here. All three. TVS Motor is here. It also has a CPR narrow, and these are the stocks that have come up. Okay, from our auto sector, these are the stocks that have made it. Any other stock with all three green dots? Let us see. Crompton, no, not interested in Crompton right now because we are looking at auto names. I don't see anything else that will come. So yes, from our auto sector, only Bajaj Auto, Escorts and TVS Motor. TVS Motor has a narrow CPR because TVS Motor also came over here, like you were seeing. TVS Motor also came here. So it is having a narrow CPR. So it makes sense for us to go and look at the chart of this TVS Motor first. So let me now go and I saw that it came in level 1 as well. So it makes sense for us to go and check out the chart of TVS Motor. So let us write TVS and let us see here. What do I see in TVS Motor? TVS Motor has already moved up. It has already gone and hit R3, and what we can wait for is an R3 breakout because TVS Motor is having a narrow CPR. Chances of hit showing an R3 breakout can be high, so we can look for an R3 breakout in TVS Motor. So the next stock that we saw was M&M, and what do I see in M&M? I see that it is we've already got like a level 1 here on M&M. Here R3 will be our first level, and after R3 will be R4. Next is Eicher. Like Eicher Motors also was here. We've got a fresh level 1 trade now on Eicher, and our R3 level will be the target here. Let me look at Maruti, and let me see now Maruti. No, we don't yet have a trade in Maruti. So who had raised that point? It was Achieve Your Dream. Okay, I think your name is Shubham, if I recall. See, अभी हमने देखा कि all auto stocks were in the positive. But from those auto stocks, it is important to know which one to pick. Okay, if you had a look at Neo Trader, you will know exactly what to pick. You know that from all these auto stock, Neo Trader has pointed out to you 3 stocks. एक था TVS Motor और बाकी 2 स्टॉक था Bajaj Auto, Escorts और M&M. ठीक है, like why? Because all 3 dots here are green और ये level 1 में आया है. ये देखो, ये Escorts level 1 में आया है यहाँ पे. ये Bajaj Auto आया level 1 में, and M&M आया, TVS Motor आया. And if you see, all 3 dots here are green. Another question many people ask is, मेरे को ये सारे जो level 1 stocks में कौन सा stock I should pick? You should look at sector. What are the sectors that are up? Auto sector, and you have to look at all 3 dots green. Now what happens? Now you know that this is pointed you to exactly those stocks that you need to look and those stocks that you need to focus on today. Apart from these charts, you don't need to sort of look at too many charts, and so what happens is if you constantly keep looking at too many charts, you'll end up getting confused. If you have a very focused approach like this, right, you will know what to see. Okay, like this Eicher, M&M, TVS. Okay, you will know कि यार मेरे को ये सारे stocks में ही focus करना है. ये 3-4 में कुछ आया, ये 3-4 में R3 breakout आया तो मैं कुछ काम इस पे करूँ, तो मैं कुछ इस पे ट्रेड लूँ. Escorts भी था जब, which is the 4th one. We can check out Escorts as well, and we can see that Escorts also moved up and was already touched R3. So we may have to wait now again for a move in Escorts. Okay. So yeah, so the focus right now, Ganesh is talking about focus. The whole idea is that you need to know where to focus in the market. Market is too big. If you try and focus everywhere, you will get confused and lose the plot. If you follow the process, if you do it, if you follow the process and do it the Neo Trader way, it will keep your focus in like one way. Okay, that is what it will do. And now I can see that some of the biggies have started entering the fray. HDFC Bank आ गया ऊपर, TCS आ गया, IndusInd Bank, Reliance, all the biggies are coming into place. So clearly we can expect some movement. IndusInd Bank was in the news as well. Okay, so there was a news element also for IndusInd Bank. They are doing some fundraising to the tune of 20,000 crores. So that's a big news in IndusInd. But first, let me go and check out the Nifty, because all the heavyweights have started participating, and you can see that the moment the heavyweights started coming in, you see how the Nifty became a level 1 पे जा रहा है. देखो how it is going. It's moving above previous day's high and it is moving above R1. ठीक है, you can see how that is happening the moment the big guys started participating in the Nifty. That is why I always say go to this dashboard, use this particular dashboard and have a look at all the high weightage names and have a look at that and see whether those guys are participating in the move or no. If they are participating in the move, it will help carry the Nifty higher. I see in the top gaining names, you will always get a trend of a sector. Okay, you will always find a particular trend where one sector ka stocks are up. That is an indication that that sector itself is moving. You can choose to participate on the stocks from those sectors. That will help you filter your trades out and help you get high probability trades. Okay, so Vinayagam is saying M&M, TVS, Eicher, Bajaj. The reason of M&M is all-time high. TVS is doing good for a few days, followed by others. I have already entered in M&M. Superb. That is great. So yes, so auto sector and I'm not telling you this now. Since the past 15-20 days, I've been highlighting auto sector to all of you. You know, we have gone and we have analyzed the chart of auto sector so many times, where I have, you know, even recently, if you guys remember, I had drawn out these price action zones on the auto sector, and even on that day, or 2-3 days when it declined, I had highlighted to all of you that see, it's taking support at this particular zone of 12,000 and then moving up. And when that happened, that up move came. So this is a sector that we've been tracking very closely, and I would say we've successfully managed to catch the move in this whole sector. Like for example, Tata Motors. I had sometime, like how I did an analysis on Federal Bank today, I had done a detailed multi-day analysis on Tata Motors as well. Okay, so it was exactly here. I had told you people first at 422.95, 423. If it is crossing that, we can look for a multi-day trade in Tata Motors. It went up and it came back to retest that level. When it came and retested that level once again in our live session, we discussed Tata Motors at 423. When it moved up from here, and when it sort of came back and it sort of took support at the same level, okay, at same breakout level, it came and it retested to take support. तभी मैंने आप लोग सबको बोला था कि ये वापस हमारे एंट्री के आसपास आया है. The people who did not enter last time, you got another chance to enter now, right? And you see the sort of movement it gave after that. Okay, so yes, auto stocks are very much in place. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to go and identify all of those stocks and all of those sectors that are doing well. Okay, and we are just following the trend. Okay, over here we are doing trend following, we are identifying breakouts, and we are identifying reversals. We are doing all of that. The whole idea is that we are following a very systematic approach, and we are following a very easy to use technical analysis approach. Okay, so एक बार आप लोग को ये अप्रोच आपके हाथ, इस पे आपका हाथ बैठ गया, and it's not that difficult, honestly. All of you people are doing it, right? And all of you guys are booking profits also. Like even like right now as we speak, Arjun Patel has booked profit in Escort. Superb, Arjun. See, simple. Like even Arjun Patel has followed this process. He's gone and identified sector. He's gone and seen that यार ये सब में मेरे को Escorts थोड़ा ठीक लग रहा है. He's gone and taken the trade, and right now he's gone and booked profit as well. So following a process always works. We have laid out a very easy process for all of you. I want you guys to keep following this process every day now. Okay. With that, I have reached the end of today's session. I would like to thank all of you guys for tuning in. Thank you all of you, and I would request you to like this particular video. If you have already liked this video, thank you so much. All the people who are new, please subscribe to our channel. Once you subscribe to the channel, you will unlock the feature of commenting, and then even you can comment on the chat. Okay. And all of those things. And but with that, I have reached the end. I would like to thank all of you guys once again, and I would wish you a very great day of trading ahead and a very great week. Have a nice day. My name is Aditya Iyer. I'm the co-founder of Neo Trader, and I'm signing off for today, and I will see you again tomorrow morning, same time. All right. So, goodbye and good trading.